This is a quick 5-part series in the book Mere Christianity, where I review and refute the first 5 chapters of the book. In these first 5 chapters, you'll see the foundation for most apologetics you'll encounter nowadays about the existence of the Christian God, or a God. I think I've done a good job of showing why this foundation Lewis lies is unsound, so there's no reason to go any further into his book where he builds upon these foundations. The video covers 24 pages of text in Mere Christianity and 5 chapter title pages. Probably the most famous of evangelism books out there, Mere Christianity was authored by C.S. Lewis. He's kind of a big deal in the Christian evangelical world. Outside of the Bible, I'd put him in the top 5 list of Christian writers who've had a huge impact on the religion as a whole. While the books aren't that deep, they are wildly popular. And while I say they aren't that deep, I'm not saying that they're bad. I'm saying that Lewis kept them simple. He cleverly crafted his works to keep them simple because a simple point is much easier to accept than a complex one. He was a very smart man. Sure, Christian books come and go, but Mere Christianity has had some real staying power, published first in 1952. Whereas books like The Shack and 40 Days of Purpose are just memories of a fad long gone. I first read the book when I was 19, and I found the case airtight. I was a very devout Christian then, and had a tremendous confirmation bias. I wanted the book to be right. Rereading the book now, the same copy I had when I was 19, I can see where my thinking has changed quite a great deal. It's a very quick read, 227 pages, and I'm going to blaze through these chapters real quick in a series of videos just to show Lewis isn't all he's cracked up to be. Chapter 1, The Law of Human Nature, is a ponderance upon human morality. Why do we have it? Isn't it interesting that people that claim we don't have it count on us having it? How come human morality across the world is mostly the same? And how can we as people judge the morality of others unless somewhere deep inside all of us, the law of human nature is indeed very real? Already, I find myself ready to offer a secular explanation for these 4 points, but he addresses some of these in later chapters. I want to focus on the 3rd point. Human morality across the world is mostly the same. Yes, I mostly agree with Lewis here, until you add the impact of religion. Religion has drastically changed the morality systems, and I argue, for the worse. Let me quote Lewis before I drive my point home. I know that some people say the idea of the law of nature or decent behavior known to all men is unsound, because different civilizations and different ages have had quite different moralities. But this is not true. There have been differences between their moralities, but these have never amounted to anything like a total difference. Okay, this is precisely why the 10 Commandments are so unimpressive. When you look at them, the 4 about not murdering, stealing, lying, and I'm going to throw in adultery, are the only 4 useful ones. That's 40%, that's an F. Every culture in the world seems to express understanding that killing is harmful to society, and is theft, as is lying. Adultery can be argued, but that's a different argument for somewhere else. As Hitchens was fond of pointing out, if the freed Israelites thought that killing each other was okay until God came down and told them to put a stop to it, they would have died out long before the legend was cooked up. So this is blow 1 to Lewis's argument. God's morality system is completely unnecessary. Here's the 2 in my 1-2 combo. Religion drastically changes moral systems until they are extremely different from other cultures. For instance, in my moral system, if someone were to sin against me, let's say they stole my car, I'd want justice. What does justice look like here? I'd want the guilty party punished. I'd want the victim to be compensated, and I'd like for both the compensation and the punishment to be appropriate for the crime committed. Fair enough? Let's look at Lewis's morality system, which is the same as Christianity's. Lewis seems to think that for a crime you didn't commit, you had a great-great-great-grandmother who once didn't understand right and wrong and ate an apple, that you should be held accountable. The appropriate punishment is eternal torture. That's right, for a crime you had nothing to do with, you are getting an infinite punishment. The ratio of crime to punishment is a bit off, wouldn't you say, when you did 0 and you're getting infinite? You can opt out of this punishment, though, if you like, and decide to have an innocent man killed for your crime that you didn't commit. This man is already dying for all sorts of other people, so really it's not a big deal that he's dying for you. This will make the victim of your ancestor's crime happy, and he won't torture you for the crime someone else committed. Clear as mud. Let me rehash this. In Lewis's morality system, when a petty crime is committed by an ignorant other person, you are guilty, the punishment should be infinite, and the only way to make it better is to have an innocent man killed. Lewis, not only would I say that your morality system is different, it isn't even moral. You see the same thing with contemporary Islam. Adherents to Islam have, and I'll link news articles below, found the act of a teenage girl talking with a boy so distasteful, dishonorable, immoral, and outright disgusting that the only way to restore good taste, honor, morality, and general satisfaction with life was to murder the girl. If I break it down for you, it looks just like the Christian example. Petty crime, maximum punishment, and a victim who isn't even involved is now compensated with the murder of an innocent person. So Lewis, you might be onto something. We can all agree that what they did was wrong, because of the law of human nature, or whatever you want to call it. But this law is showing that religion is wrong. Some of you are probably saying, hey, we're talking about Christianity here, and you've been using examples from Islam, paganism, and other religions throughout this video. You can't hold us accountable for their moral shortcomings. We think they're wrong as well. Well, okay. You see, C.S. Lewis is going to try and say that there is a mind, being, deity out there who must have given us our system of inherent morality. How about I present a list of actions the biblical God has supposedly taken and commands he's supposedly given? Keep in mind, if you have any trouble accepting these commands and actions as moral, then you're proving for yourself with your own morality system that the Christian God can't possibly be the one that gave you your sense of inherent morality. I'll give you a moment to read these. So what's my point, other than religion ruins everything? Simple. Morality might be inherent within us. I'll give Lewis that for now. But religion's version of morality is contrary to the system of morality we find inherently within us. Religion's morality is inherently wrong. Religion, specifically Christianity, is not being supported by Lewis's argument but being wrecked by it.